Hello and welcome back to A Dance, Fire, and Ice Tips and Tricks Part 5. This is Trevor Smithy, and today we're going to be going over Worlds 6 and 8. Now, in the previous episode, we went over 7 and 9, and the reason for that is, well, I explained it there, but 6 was meant to be the last level of the game originally before they added on the next 6. So it's a bit more difficult than 7 and 9 in my opinion, which is why I'm saving it until now. This is also how I'd recommend playing through the levels, but it is entirely up to you. You play how you want to. That being said, let's look at the tutorial levels of 6.1. So 6.1 doesn't really teach anything new, especially not if you've done 7 and 9. Here you just see an inside loop, and then it kind of has this 8th note down here at the bottom. Let's still go through these though. Again, pretty simple. This is a interesting kind of thing. Again, it doesn't really teach you. It's just kind of a do it until you get it. The only thing of note here is this 8th note, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory, especially if you've got to this far. But if you do want the actual explanation, it's quarter note, 8th, 8th, dotted quarter note, and then quarter notes. There's this 8th note, and then 2 8th notes, dotted quarter note. So basically this little pattern here is 2 8th notes, dotted quarter note, but as you'll see in the actual song, it gets hooked together like this. Now, one of the other reasons why this is so difficult is because there are segments of it, as this suggests, that are in a regular time signature, specifically 7/4, which I believe is probably a reference to the fact that this is made by 7th beat games, so, 7 beats. Also in their other game, Rhythm Doctor, it's heavily focused on having 7/4 time signatures, so I'm assuming that's why this is like that. And also there is 4/4, so it alternates. So if you're someone like me who likes to count out beats, just don't bother. Just don't. Again, there's nothing hard here in concept. It's hard to really get a feel for the song. This is SS from World 3. Oh, that's another thing. If you're gonna do this, I would not do it until after you've done, well, I guess, sorry, you can't get to it until after you've done all the first 5, so that's irrelevant. But if you need to practice, I would do 1-1, or 1x, 2x, and 3x, if you need practice for this. So just pay attention. This one note right here, where it kind of goes around, is very long. It's a dotted quarter note. It's not that long, but it feels really long. You'll think you're holding for too long there. So that's the one that I would just watch. And then yeah, this is 6x. I'll do it half speed like the other ones. And this is one, oh wait, never mind. I thought I did this totally wrong, but I didn't. I'm just forgetting things. This is one that you might actually want to almost go faster on. I mean, of course you have to do it the first time at normal speed, but I almost found it easier on 1.1, but maybe that's just because I spent so long struggling at it for so long at 1.0, and then I came back and did 1.1 right away, so. So, just quarter notes. So that's that inside square, and if you notice, none of the tutorials in 6 told you what an inside square was. Hence why, one more reason why I would say do 7 first. But I mean, it is early enough that you figure it out there. If you do want to count this, I would count it in a 3-4-4-4 pattern, right? Or 4-4-3-4. I can't think of it now while I'm playing, but also this one, if you really want to, I would highly recommend. There is the only other video I found when looking up tutorial for this game was the first 6 worlds sheet music. And that's also how I figured out it was in 7/4, because you can't really innately tell something is 7/4 just by listening to it, or at least I can't. This is the zigzag, where it's 8th dotted quarter, 8th dotted quarter. Again, I don't really have too much here. Just remember, this is 8th dotted quarter again. And this is where it switches to 4/4, I think. But as I was saying, there is a video that has sheet music for the first 6 worlds. This is one that, especially if you're struggling on, I would recommend looking at the sheet music, just so you can kind of understand it. Of course, if you can't read music, that won't really help you, which is why this is here. So that's just an 8th note, dotted quarter note, 8th note. This is an inside square with 1 slow note there. This follows along with the music pretty well, though, so. These are just like the little Z steps from 1X. That's the one that, especially when you're playing up to tempo, you're gonna feel like you're almost holding it a bit longer than you should. I don't know why. At least for me, that's how it felt, and the few other people I was able to ask these kind of things to, they said similar. This is just an inside square. Well, 3 parts of it anyways. And then they throw one more little 7/4 bit. Just try and throw you off. And funny story, I did actually mess up here once just because it caught me off. But so let us go to full speed, and of course I won't do any commentary here, I'll just play. I really like this part, especially once it switches back to 4/4. Then I actually feel like I know what I'm doing. And there you go. And again, of course, I will have timestamps, the little chapters for PC, or you can look in the description if those aren't available on your device. And now let's go do World 8. So World 8 is very off-tempo, and it does have some new concepts, so it is kind of necessary to do World 8. So at first, it's just a sort of up tilt. Well, not quite an up tilt. This is technically a part of a triplet, like a sixthlet or something. I don't know. It's not quite an up tilt, but it's close enough that mentally it's basically the same for me, at least. Anyways, we'll just go through these. And if you're someone who is very much either like a percussionist or someone who's used to straight beats, this might throw you off. I'm just going to warn you. And there's not much I can do here. So here we're going to learn about backwards loops. I think we saw forwards loops, did we? Yeah, that was in 5. I don't know if I pointed them out as forwards loops. I think I did. So this one is a backwards loop, and you'll see why once we get there. The reason I call it backwards is because if you're going in this direction, you turn back. And the reason it's backwards is because it's fast, long, or fast, yeah, fast, long, fast, slow. Sorry, fast, long, fast, slow, or short, long, short, long. If I can get my opposites correct, this will actually make sense. You can almost kind of treat that like a tilted inside square, kind of. The game will usually count it, so you can kind of treat it like the little tilted square from 9x. So that there is a double dotted quarter note and then a 16th, kind of. Again, these aren't exactly, they're more based on triplets, so they're slightly off, I believe, but it's very similar. So hexagons are 2 triplets, not quarter note triplets, so like the little triangles. These are half note triplets, so 3 beats in a half note, or 2 normal beats. You'll see here. And then here's a normal triplet, triplet, and triplet, 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 and that is something, I don't recall if I said that or not, but triplet is a way that many musicians mentally can sound that out. It definitely helps me. It might help you. If it doesn't, you can find your own word that has 3 syllables. This is a double dotted quarter, kind of 16th, kind of up tilt, kind of down tilt. again, these are all kind of, because it's swing and it's based off of triplets, not true dotted quarter notes. Yeah, so that's that. These aren't necessarily new concepts, it's just something that you have to practice, especially if you start struggling on these sections once you get to them in the actual main boss level, as the game would call it, or the song. I would highly recommend coming back to these tutorials just because they're just something you need to practice. It's too fast for you to really look at the notes. And now this is the hard part. This is the very end bit, and it is multiple backwards loops in a row. If you're not comfortable with these, this is what's going to make you struggle on this level. And it's what made me struggle on this level. And again, that is fast, slow, fast, slow. Dun, 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 dun. This is just two triplets on a little hill. And again, you can just use that triplet trick if you want. And now we will go slow so I can help walk you through this, and also prepare myself because I'm not super great at this level. So this is backwards loop, a down tilt, and then an up tilt. And then you'll see that kind of double dotted quarter and the 16th. This is a good place to get caught back up on the beat. Triplet. Also, the camera movement up here, you can't turn this one off, but it is a bit jolting when you're up to tempo. So just look at that. It's another double dotted quarter and a 16th, kind of. So that's something to watch out for potentially. Not much else to say about this part. Again, if you struggle on this bit, just go back to the tutorial level that goes along with it. That's the best advice I can give. Triplet, 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 triplet. And this is where, if you can't do the loops, you're most likely gonna struggle. This is that saxophone bit. And then triple. And of course now, normal speed. Hopefully I can do this first time. I don't want to have to record longer than I need to. Oh, okay. I was worried there. I started to choke just a little bit, but I got it. So, anyways, as you can see, that is how you do World 8. Again, if you need to, once again, I'll reaffirm, go and do the tutorials. They are the best advice I can give for this one. It's, especially if you're someone like me who likes being on beat, this is going to be a challenge for you. Not as much of a challenge as like 10. 10 will be definitely hard for you if you struggle to work with offbeats. But anyways, thank you all for watching. And as always, wabam!